Servus and hello, welcome to this new video. Today I will show you my resin workflow and how to go from file to cured print in hopefully less than 10 minutes. Start off, this is Cheetobox. This is my preferred slicer. You can use lychee or lychee, however you want to say it, but I don't like it. So I will stick to Cheetobox because I know how to use it and I like it. This is the newest version, so let's start. In the beginning you need a model obviously, and models come in all different shapes and sizes. I need to print this Stormtrooper that is having a cocktail, the stool. Notice that this is not pre-supported. You can buy pre-supported minis and they look like this. They are already supported by the artist or someone who has supported for the artist. Supporting takes a lot of work, but I will show you how I typically do it with like not complicated models. Usually here is that you just tilt it back by 10 or 15 degrees and then you're off to print, which I will do. I'll lean him back a little bit, like 15%, looks good, but he has a stool. And this is where it becomes a little bit tricky because you need to also like tilt him to the side a little bit so that the supports can attach better. And then I will go over to the support and I will hit the auto support, but I do not trust them, so I will add my own. I will just use the auto support as a guideline because the recent version of Cheetobox, it does very good supports. Like not perfect, but I am here for the perfect. I will just go under and take a look. For example, I want this cup to be supported. But you see in the green, like kind of foreshadowing, that is going to want to print a blob there. But I do not want that. So I will hit E or the edit, double click on this and then place it from there. So this helps to support that. I will also want to support here. For example, if it doesn't want to put a support here, even though you click it, you can put one right here and then just move it. So support the arm. You may need to move it over so it doesn't collide with the stool. But this is how you can support multiple areas with one support. It is not advised. Like ideally you want to have 3 supports for one thing that has weight, because what you have to take into consideration is that everything is getting pulled from the FEP sheet. So flimsy parts like the tip of a weapon is okay that there's one, but if there's at the foot of the model you should put heavy and more supports, because this pulls weight all the time. So for hard to reach areas, just make one fit. I'm going to support the model as I see fit, and then we will go on to the next step. Just look for, if you want to be like very serious about the supports, you can go take this slider and go down and support every little thing that comes up that is called an island. You can support that and then your model should print. This looks fairly good. Now, what I typically do is I leave the support tab, press Ctrl S, which is save, and then you cannot see that, but then I will save this as a Cheetobox file, because if you mess up your support, you can just go back in, see where you failed, and then add an extra support. That is very helpful. If you are printing just one miniature, I will give you the tip that if you don't want something to fail or you are fulfilling an order, which I am doing right now, print more than one, because one could fail and one could not fail. That is just the randomness of resin printing sometimes. So I will print 4 of these guys. I will select the right settings. I will insert a screenshot right here to my settings. Remember, I am printing in a cold basement, so this is very safe, but it prints miniatures reliably, and that is what I want. So I'm going to hit slice and then save. It will take 4 hours, which is pretty nice. Obviously then write the file, so you have a G code or a CB, whatever. Just select the right machine, please. I have tried to print something from the normal Mars on the Mars Pro, which is not that bad, but reverse, it's pretty bad. Because the Mars 2 Pro has a monochromatic screen. And then put it on your USB. That is how to support and export a miniature, like how I do it. Now that you have it on your USB, we will go downstairs. Down here it is just a matter of putting the USB stick in and leveling your bed, pouring resin in, and then hitting print. Here you can see the resin. This is my bed. I have no glass on this, why I'm not taking it apart, but I have a Wham Bam flex plate, which is pretty nice. Then you go to print, orders, and hit print, and don't forget to put it back on. What you need to wash and cure your miniatures or whatever you printed on your resin printer is nitrile gloves, ideally in a box. Of course you need resin. I got this mask, which is everything proof except ammonia, and I'm not handling ammonia, so I'm fine with that because I want to live longer. Because I like to hover over all the things and then all the fumes get in my nose, and that is really not good. This for safety. You can also use safety glasses. I am the perfect example of why you should wear them, because I had resin in my eye. I just washed it out, then it hurt a day, then it went away. You could get some eye protection for washing. I use isopropyl alcohol. You can use other things, but this works the best for me. And I can get this for under 10 euros. And it actually smells not bad, but it smells like the clean alcohol that smells like the doctor. And I think it's quite nice, even though I'm wearing the mask and I'm not smelling it. Then I have those two containers where there's alcohol. I use two because one is the dirtier and one is the more clean alcohol, and that is how I handle it. And then I also have an ultrasonic cleaner, which you can see right here. This can be used for cleaning miniatures too, but the instructions say not to put anything else in water in it. People put alcohol in it. I am not taking the risk just now, so it's just water. You can heat it up and then ultrasonic clean. That's what I do for people who buy miniatures from me. I usually do that if I have bigger batches. It's just the extra step. Don't do a lot, or else you have to clean it out a lot. What's also handy is a spray bottle with alcohol in it. As you can see, the prints are done, and I have let them drip a bit. I have hung it on this plastic thing, which your printer will most likely come with. People may ask why nitrile, because in the nitrile gloves the resin doesn't go through the material. What I will do now is remove the minis and then put them in their first alcohol wash. As you can see, they pop right off, and then I just put that back on the magnetic build surface. No, I don't mean build surface, but you know, on the magnetic surface. After the first wash, you can see the supports better in order to remove them. Like, it cleans up all the unnecessary resin. And with my support settings, I can just break them away with my fingers. And out comes the mini. This is why you print the same mini more than once. If it focuses. On the right, you can see a failed print because of this corner just went flat. This one is printed correctly. A tip: if you're removing support, snip the bottom part and then just pull away. Or you can use these to pry, like this. See, this one failed completely. His chair is all wrong and this one is perfect. After the first wash, here comes the second wash. Only the two good ones will go in here. The other ones come to the side because they will be cured as trash. Then I shake, shake, shake. You can now use a toothbrush to scrub away the resin, but I don't need that because I'm fairly confident that my two washes have cleaned it all off. So the two miniatures are drying off right now. I got this thing, it blows air. It's usually for photography, but you can use this to blow off the alcohol on the minis and then cure it. Like, cure them in your curing device of choice. I have built myself a curing chamber for like under 10 bucks, I think. No, the curing light is 40. If you don't take the UV light into consideration, which you can substitute for the sun, if you open up the top, it's really cheap. It's the box of the Elegoo mask and some tinfoil, which I glued onto the sides with spray adhesive.
My curing chamber looks like this, as I explained, a box with tinfoil in it. Right here is scrap and support material, which the camera does not really pick up because it's very dark down here. Then here's my base curing area where I always cure the bases. Cure them on one side and then on the other. And back here, this is a jewelry table that turns with UV light, which is pretty neat. Place both these guys in here and I will turn it on once I have gathered the bases. As you can see by the blue light seeping through, the curing chamber is working right now. So I will wait 10 minutes, not longer. Like for bigger prints, you usually tend to cure them a bit longer. I also cure my bases for like hours. I will come back in 10 minutes and then we are finished and done, because then we have a cured print. So the curing is done and the miniature is not tacky anymore. That is an indication that your miniature is not cured enough. If that's the case, just put it in for 3 more minutes and then you will eventually have a cured miniature. This is our little guy, sitting there nonchalantly, sipping on his tiki drink or something. All done in hopefully under 10 minutes. I hope this was useful to you. If it was, you know what to do. I'm not going to beg. And I wish you all happy printing and no print failures. Bye bye.